This government should not get one penny out of this event. This should all go back to the people, and the Australian people should demand it. But it's not as hot as it was last year. It's only hot in a certain region, right in the fire zones. Now let's get into this stratospheric heating. You know, we've been following this heating event down here in Antarctica for months. In fact, let's go back each month, and you can see it started, pretty sure it started around August. And we can see how this thing was growed and steered. Whoops, I don't want to go back a year. I just want to go back a month. See right here, they were really blasting that side. I'm going to show you a couple things with this. Let's go back to the 9/30. Let's go back to September. This is when they really fired it up. Back in September, we were covering this stratospheric heating event. And let's go back to July. Ooh, it's just barely going in July. Let's try June. Nothing in June. So between June and July, they started the atmospheric heating event down over Antarctica. Now you not only have the heating event, but you also have the smoke from the fires going right down here to the Arctic, and it's creating a black layer on the ice, which is making it melt way faster than it should be. That's why it should be, you know, like a planetary issue to put the fires out. Now I'm going to show you how they do these rapid heating events. And we're just going to go back to last year. And we're going to go back to December 21st. Now this is I'm going to show you the rapid heating event that they did last year and how they pushed this cold air where they wanted to. So we're back in 2018, December 21st. We're just going to take this a day up at a time. Now this is winter. There's no sunlight hitting up here in the Arctic in December. It's dark. There's no sunlight. So there's only one way to have a stratospheric heating event, and that's an engineered event with the ionospheric heaters or some type of satellite-based weaponry. And we can see it was being heated right here over Russia, China area. Here we are on December 23rd. We go up into the day before Christmas. This was the Christmas present. They were heating to push this cold air to try to park it over the United States. Well, what happened would go up another day. They heated it too much, and it kind of pinched off the cold air mass, and it started going over into Europe. So look how the cold air, they just did it too much. They don't have it fine-tuned. So now they're like, whoa, all the cold air is over Europe. We wanted that over the United States. So I think we need to heat it from the other side. So as we get up here to January 1st, actually January 6th, they start heating it from way over here on this side. And they just heated it a little bit. Not like the big initial heating event. They hit it just enough to park this cold air mass right over the United States, and it stays here for over 2 months. That's how they steer the polar vortex. That's why they had to come up, with the names, because it's like a weapon. It's a weapon to control the weather. Put it on now. See, they got a little heating event right now. They're trying to push the cold back over the United States. They want to try to get the blizzards going here in the next couple of weeks. But they also been heating this up for months. Just a solid heating event. The only other way this would be caused is by the sun, which we know our magnetosphere is weaker now, so we're also being hit. See, this is a pretty evenly heating event. It's summertime down here, plenty of sun. You know, they were fabricating the dust storm. They had this wind field right over the Sahara Desert all summer long, man. They're terraforming the planet right before our very eyes, and then they're calling it climate change. Very interesting wind field going here just south of Boston area. Look at this wind field. Let's go up 1,000 HPAs. Pretty strange, man. We got all the winds are crashing into each other in one area. Go up to about 4,000 foot. Make sure I'm on now. Just a strange wind field. Do you think that's a natural wind event? See, there's like a little bubble right here. There's no land there. There's nothing there. Just some little bubble right there. What is going on with that? Very strange wind field right there. Oh yeah, I want to check the ocean. Now we can see the ocean currents we were talking about earlier. We can check them out. So here is the ocean currents that they were talking about. Now it's not showing the same currents. These are like the main ocean currents, but they're saying that these are not bringing up the warm air, but they are. I mean, I'm looking at them right here. They're coming up through the Gulf of Mexico, right through where all the hot water is, bringing it right on up. In fact, we can see if this has changed since last year. Maybe a little bit, not much. Still the same speed. It's drifting a little bit farther over towards the Atlantic. We can check the heat anomaly. It's still hot up here. They said it was cooling off. I guess maybe this could be some of the cooling from the ice melt, from the bunker fuel ships that were all deployed up here off the coast of Greenland. We'll see if it looked like that last year. Nothing. So all the bunker fuel that was being deployed over here, over the Great Lakes, all drifted up here. And then you had the mass bunker fuel operations all summer long out in the Bering Sea. That's what caused the sea melt. We documented it. We could prove it. Then you got the big heat anomaly out here south of New Zealand. This is the same big blob that's always up here. We'll see where the big blob was last year. Let's go back, because you know we like to compare and see what's going on here. So the blob was more closer to Australia over New Zealand last year. See what it was the year before. It was even worse the year before. Let's go ahead and go to 2016. There was no kind of heating event. What's crazy, 2016 was a El Nino year. I think you'd have to go to like June. If I remember right, I think that's when the El Nino was going on. I think it's around, I mean, am I on the right thing here? Maybe it's 2015 into 2016. So there was only just a slight heating event. At the time, you actually had a cooling event on the opposite side. Let's go back to now. But what I do notice is what's really weird is everything is spotty looking. Like it's spotty looking. Like, what are they doing? Like everything is spotty. It's not uniform anywhere. You know, is this the sun that's kind of eating through all this? I don't know. I just know it looked much different than years past. Let me go back a year again. See, it's more smooth. You got more open spots. You got a little bit of the, little dotty look, but man, what is going on this year? So it's just really freaky looking this year, unless something's wrong with the instrument. A little bit of news coming out of the Hart facility up in Alaska. Thanks everybody out there who helps support us, keeps this thing going. Not easy trying to go against the mainstream, that's for sure.